Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Josh Duggar gets response from higher court for certiorari appeal. Counting on alum Josh Duggar has been taking steps to overturn his CSAN case. The 36-year-old was sentenced to 12.5 years in prison. Several members of the Duggar family have agreed to their brother's punishments, while others continue to believe that he's innocent. One of them is Jim Bob Duggar, who's reportedly helping fund most of his son's defenses. Some Redditors also react to the latest response of the Supreme Court following Josh's request for certiorari. Keep reading to see what happened. Counting on. Josh Duggar files new appeal. In February, Josh filed a certiorari to the Supreme Court. It's a request to have a higher court review a decision made by a lower court. The files also state that he should be allowed to blame Caleb Williams as an alternate suspect. Many people on Reddit reacted to the counting on alum's petition. Some doubt that it would do anything. Others agreed and said that they were just wasting money at this point. Yeah, no, the Bible talks a lot about accountability, but I guess those wisdom booklet lessons were missed. It's unbelievable that JB wouldn't pay for Jill's medical bills when she gave birth and was actually working and generating money, yet he's still entertaining this complete and utter bull. Stupid waste of time and money. His case is not novel, nor were his rights violated. The Caleb Williams argument is so weak it's laughable. The lower court did allow them to put him on the stand. The court merely told them they could not bring up Caleb's past convictions. Josh gets a response regarding certiorari. Some Redditors from a different thread react to the Supreme Court's response to Josh's request for certiorari. According to the poster, the files released by the government state that they're rejecting the counting on alum's appeal. It was also revealed that they eviscerated Josh Duggar's whole Caleb Williams antics. The Reddit user also said that it basically immortalizes Josh's time in prison. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. All that money and denial. I am waiting patiently for the other skeletons to fall out of the prayer closet at this point. How do you think Pest and G. Boob will feel about that? File another appeal, of course. So is that the end of the appeals process then? The only good thing is JB paid a whole lot of money for nothing. Counting on. Josh Duggar's cousin wishes torture for him. Amy Duggar King previously had an interview where she opened up about her frustration with Josh. I hope every day there is absolute torture for him. The counting on alum said before adding that he deserves all the horrible things behind bars. The Duggar cousin also hoped that Josh would mess up again and get a longer prison time. This comes after he was caught with a contraband phone, which added 2 months to his sentence. If you are looking for more Duggar family news, come back to TV Shows Ace for all your updates. Josh Duggar gets response from higher court for certiorari appeal. In the continuing saga surrounding Josh Duggar, the former reality TV star, and his legal troubles, a pivotal moment has occurred. The higher court has now responded to Duggar's request for certiorari. For many followers of the Duggar family, this news is not only significant due to the ongoing court case, but also because it might bring an unexpected twist to the events. The case has not only gained media attention, but also stirred conversations about criminal justice, the treatment of high-profile individuals in the legal system, and the potential consequences for Duggar's future. To fully understand the gravity of this development, it's important to look into what a certiorari appeal entails and why it matters in this particular case. What is a certiorari appeal? Certiorari is a Latin term meaning to be informed of or to be made certain in regard to. In the context of U.S. law, it refers to a process where a higher court, typically the Supreme Court, is asked to review the decision of a lower court. It's an avenue for the party seeking the review to request the court to hear the case. The request for certiorari does not guarantee that the higher court will agree to review the case, but it allows the party to present arguments as to why their case merits Josh Duggar. His legal team has filed for certiorari with the U.S. Supreme Court after his conviction on child pornography charges. The request for certiorari signifies that Duggar is appealing his conviction and hoping that the Supreme Court will reconsider the decision made by the lower courts, which ultimately upheld his conviction. While the term itself may sound technical, the implications are far-reaching. If granted, the certiorari petition would mean that the U.S. Supreme Court would review the case, assess whether any legal errors were made, and potentially overturn Duggar's conviction. If the court denies the petition, however, Duggar's legal avenues will likely be exhausted, and his current sentence will stand. Josh Duggar's legal troubles. Josh Duggar, known for his role in the TLC reality series 19 Kids and Counting, was convicted in 2021 on charges of receiving and possessing child pornography. His arrest and subsequent conviction came after a federal investigation that uncovered illegal material on his computer. Duggar's case made national headlines, both because of his prominent status in the Duggar family, which is associated with a conservative Christian lifestyle, and the shocking nature of the charges. The fallout from the conviction was swift and severe. Duggar was not only sentenced to prison, but was also dropped from public appearances, and his name was tarnished within the public eye. His family, particularly his parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar, initially defended him, but public support soon dwindled as the extent of his actions became clear. Despite the serious nature of his conviction, Duggar's legal team has maintained that his rights were violated during the investigation and trial. They argue that certain pieces of evidence should have been excluded, and that the trial was not conducted fairly. This is why Duggar's team has sought to have the case reviewed by the higher courts. The certiorari petition and its potential impact. A certiorari petition is not only about ensuring a fair trial, but also about setting legal precedents. If the Supreme Court decides to hear the case, the decision could have broader implications beyond Duggar's personal situation. Legal experts suggest that the case could influence how child pornography cases are handled in the future, particularly with regard to digital evidence, privacy rights, and the procedures used in obtaining evidence. Given the high profile of the case, the court's ruling could set new standards for how the justice system deals with similar crimes in an increasingly digital world. Some critics, however, argue that granting certiorari to Duggar's case could send the wrong message, potentially providing undue leniency to individuals convicted of serious crimes. Given the nature of Duggar's offense and the impact it has had on his victims and society, many are advocating for the case to be resolved swiftly without further delays. Regardless of the court's ultimate decision, the appeal for certiorari underscores the intricate balance between ensuring fairness for individuals and protecting the integrity of the justice system. It raises questions about the degree to which individuals in the public eye, especially those with high-profile legal cases, can continue to have their convictions reviewed and contested. How likely is it that the Supreme Court will hear the case? For Josh Duggar's legal team, the decision to file for certiorari is a strategic move, albeit one with uncertain outcomes. The U.S. Supreme Court receives thousands of petitions each year, but agrees to review only a small percentage of them. The court typically selects cases that involve significant legal questions or the potential to set important precedents. Most criminal cases, especially those involving individuals like Duggar, who are not public figures in the legal field, are unlikely to be chances of their petition being accepted. Duggar's legal team would need to demonstrate that there are substantial legal questions at hand that require the court's attention. The petition may focus on procedural issues, the interpretation of specific laws related to child pornography, or the broader implications of Duggar's conviction for future cases. Despite the odds being stacked against them, Duggar's legal team remains hopeful. They have consistently argued that their client was wrongly convicted and that there were issues in the way the case was handled. However, even if the petition is rejected, the appeal will not be the last legal maneuver Duggar's defense team can employ. The broader legal context. The war on child exploitation. Duggar's case is also part of a larger national conversation about the growing problem of child exploitation and pornography in the digital age. With the rise of the internet and digital technologies, the issue of online child exploitation has reached alarming levels. Government agencies, law enforcement, and advocacy organizations have been working tirelessly to combat these crimes and bring offenders to justice. The fact that Duggar's case involves a high-profile individual makes it even more relevant, as it shines a spotlight on how such crimes are handled at the legal level. Duggar's case has prompted discussions about the need for stronger penalties for offenders, as well as the need for more robust protections for children. Many argue that the case should serve as a warning to others and as a reminder that child exploitation crimes will not be tolerated. However, others are concerned about the broader consequences of the war on child exploitation. Critics argue that in some instances, legal procedures in these types of cases may infringe upon civil liberties. For instance, certain surveillance techniques, data collection, and search warrants may not always be fully transparent. These concerns raise important questions about how to balance the need to protect children from exploitation with the rights of individuals accused of crimes. Duggar's legal team may use these broader legal discussions as a foundation for their appeal, hoping to emphasize issues related to due process, the use of digital evidence, and the treatment of defendants. Conclusion: what's next for Josh Duggar? As Josh Duggar's legal battle continues, the response from the higher courts remains uncertain. His request for certiorari is a significant step in his attempt to overturn his conviction, but it is far from guaranteed that the U.S. Supreme Court will take up his case. Should the court deny the petition, Duggar's legal options would be severely limited, and he would likely have to serve out his sentence. If, however, the court agrees to review the case, it could have implications not only for Duggar's future, but also for how similar cases are handled in the future. The case has also continued to provoke debate on the larger issues of child pornography, digital evidence, and the criminal justice system. The decision of the higher court may bring clarity on these issues, but for now, the public waits to see how the case unfolds. For Josh Duggar, the coming months could determine whether he will remain incarcerated for his crime or if a higher court will grant him a chance at a new trial. As his legal team prepares for whatever comes next, the world will continue to watch closely, as the consequences of this case reverberate through both the legal system and the broader cultural conversation. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Reality TV 24 channel and stay with us.